हरि ओम। ओम सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांतिः। हरिः ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ओम। Welcome you all in this Ola Sanskrit Sahitya Rasaswada lecture series, and we are reading Abhijnana Shakuntalam. So last time we stopped at verse number 5, and that's a very exquisitely beautiful and replete with so many alankaras, this shloka, and Dushyanta has already said that he is guessing where could be Shakuntala in this Ugram Atapavela, this is the Ugra Atapavela, and therefore she should be in Malini Tira, in Lata Valayavatsu, Malini Tireshu Sa Sakhi Jana Shakuntala Gamayati, and therefore let me go there. And he goes there and he gesticulates, Aho Pravata Subhagoyam Samuddeshaha, and a very, very beautiful verse which has Sparsha, Gandha, Rasa because there are Malini Tarangas, Sparsha because of this Gandha of Aravinda Surabha, the lotus fragrance, and Sparsha is Pavanaha Alingitum Shakyaha, and aviralam alingitum shakyam pavanaha, etc. Very beautiful anuprasa alankara, and that also suggests, nayika sprushta sparsha, nayikanga sprushta sparsha. And I'm thankful I was remembering that verse. Somebody last time in the chat, somebody showed me, our IT team showed me 15 days back, Vahi Vata Yatah Kanta, so Rama also saying to the wind that please blow from where my Priya, my Sita is there. And Tam Sprishtva Sprushasvamam, and you touch her and then you touch me. So that is Nayika Samsprishtatvam Anena Vyajyate, that also we saw. Parikramya avalokya asmin vetasa parikshipte lata mandape sannihitaya shakuntalaya bhavitavya. Where she should be? She should be here in the lata mandapa, in this creeper grove, in the bower of the creeper, which is surrounded, encircled by fencing by vetasa. Vetasa parikshipte. Vetasa is a typical word for cane or reed. Vetasa, like this, Sheela Bhattarika, the poet, and Kavya Prakashakara Mammata quotes her in Kavya Prakash, Reva Rodhasi Vetasi Tarutale Chetas Samutkantate. So, on the Reva Rodhas, on the banks of Narmada, Vetasi Tarutale, and sitting underneath the reed, the grove of the canes, the reed, Chetas Samutkantate, my mind gets more and more Utkanthita for Priya Milana. So that is what Sheela Bhattarika, poetess, also says. And this is, Vetasa, Vanira, Vanjula, these are the different words for cane or reed. Every word has a special connotation, you can say. Vani, it also has a name in the Amarakosha, Abhrapushpa, because the reed or the cane grows so tall, and therefore whenever it blossoms, the flowers are as if in the sky. Abhrapushpa, such a nice word for that. Abhrapushpa. Vanjula, because it is crooked, it doesn't grow just straight, thoda crooked, cane. And therefore Vanjula, Vanju Manju Gunjanti Bhramaraha. I think in somewhere in Gita Govinda, he says, Yamuna Tira Vanira Nikunja, Vanira. And Vanira, this is another word for cane that has been used by Kalidasa in Meghaduta also. I don't remember the verse, but it is there in the Meghaduta as well. So Vanira from Vana, Vana means Vana, the forest. Vana also means water. It's in the Vedas, Vana also means water. So Vana plus Iran is Vanira. And Vetasa from Ve, that is the root Ve, that is to move, Kampayamanatva, and with Tudagama and Asach, and therefore all these grammatical rules are there. So Vetasa. So Vetasa Parikshipte, encircled by Vetasa, this Lata Mandapa, Atra Sannihitaya Shakuntalaya Bhavyam. Okay? Tathahi. And how he really surmises or guesses that Shakuntala should be here very much in this Lata Mandapa. He observed something at the gate of the Lata Mandapa, at the very, the door of the Lata Mandapa. Abhyunnata purastat avagadha jaghana gauravat paschat dware asya pandusikate padapanktihi drishyate abhinava. Asya namakasya latamandapasya. Asya latamandapasya dware abhinava padapanktihi drishyate. I can see a row of footprints at the very door, at the very gate of this bower of creepers. Abhinava padapanktihi drishyate asya dware. There is one visheshana for dware, pandusikate, which is covered with white sand. Sikata is sand. Yaska says in Nirukta, Sikata kasmat, kasanat, vikasanat. So kasa is the root and it becomes like varna viparyayat, Nighantu, Nirukta, he has given Panchavidham Niruktam, Varnanasha, Varna Viparyaya, Varnagama, etc. So this is Varna Viparyaya. Kasa becomes Sikata. So Sikata, Pandu Sikata, white sand, not the dirty, the greyish or dark black colored sand, It's a white sand, and there that Padapankti is freshly imprinted. I can see the row of the footprints. And how are the footprints? Abhyunnata purastat. The Anvaya is very, very simple. Abhyunnata purastat, the front portion, the footprint, So the front portion, the toes, that is Abhyunnata, little raised, and Avagadha paschat, and it is deeply sinking, it is sunken, the imprint is sunken. Paschat, in the hind portion, the back portion, because of Jaghana Gauravat. This is the beauty, feminine beauty, Indian feminine beauty, you can say. Shroni Bhara Dalasagamana, Stokanamra Stanabhyam, Kalidasa says in Meghaduta as well. So Jaghana Gauravatva is the symbol of feminine beauty, and because of her Jaghana, her hips are heavy, and therefore the footprints are little sunken deep into the sand and little raised from the front portion. Purastat abhyunnata paschat avagadha, deep imprint. And the reason is also given, Kavyalinga Alankara. So see the close observation of Dushyanta. This is not Dushyanta really, this is Kalidasa's observation, right? As a poet, Kalidasa's observation, how, because the king is so involved in Shakuntala's thoughts that everywhere he sees only Shakuntala. Now, Sa Sakhibhyam, he has already said, Sa Sakhi Jana Shakuntala Atra Kalam Gamayati, etc. So her Sakhi Jana's imprint should also be there, right? It's not only Shakuntala who has gone from that part. It is the Priyambada and Anasuya also. But he has observed the footprints She should be in the middle, escorted by two of her friends, and the middle pankti, of the footprints, it is Purastad Abhyunnata and Paschat Avagadha because of Jagana Gaurava. And it is Pandusikata, and therefore Pandusikata, therefore it is very, very visible, So Pandusikate Padapanktihi Drishyate Abhinava. Abhinava means freshly. Somebody has gone just now. And therefore the footprints are not soiled. Otherwise, the very word Sikata, it becomes, it gets spread. Kasa, Vikasanat. Vikasa, Pushpa Vikasa, etc. from the same root, Kasa. So it will again come back, the Baluka, the sand which has been spread and it is sunken now, the deep, the deep imprint, it will be filled again in some time. But this is Abhinava. Just now somebody has gone and therefore the footprints are as they were. And therefore Abhinava, this word also very, very important and significantly used here. Yavat Vitapantarena avalokayami. Vitapantarena, Vitapa is a branch. Vitam nama vistaram pati pibati iti va vitapa. Komala vitapanukarinau bahu. In the Shakuntala first act we saw how her hands are, it's Shakuntala or Malvika Agnimitram, somewhere. Komala vitapanukarinau bahu, Kalidasa only. So her bahu are like, Komala vitapa, very fresh and delicate branches of a tree. Not the big branch of a banyan tree, not like that. Komala vitapanukarinau bahu. So vitapantarena avalokayami, he wants to hide himself and see through the gap of two branches. He can see, he can have the overlook of the Lata Mandapa where she should be seated, and therefore vitapantarena avalokayishyami. Parikramya tatha kritva saharsham, and then aye labdham netra nirvana. What a beautiful, such a simple word, netra nirvana. Only one word, it conveys tons and tons of meaning, lofty meaning, Aye labdham, I received, I got what? Labdha netra nirvanam, the bliss, the nectar of eyes. So yad drashtavyam tad maya drashtam. I had come here to see Shakuntala and I saw her. So aye labdham netra nirvanam, the spectators, the readers would immediately guess, he has seen Shakuntala, because he doesn't want to see anybody else and anything else in the world now. So Shakuntala is the whole and soul attraction for him. So labdham netra nirvanam. Now nirvana here is bliss. Nirvana is equivalent to moksha. Especially in the Buddhist terminology, we have this word nirvana, right? Of course, in the Bhagavad Gita, Brahma nirvana mrichati. In the second chapter, we have nirvana, the word. But basically, nir plus va is to extinguish, to put off. Put off what? Fire. So, fire is blazing, and when you want to put it off, you use the word ni plus va. Nis is the upasarga, and vati, that is to blow, and nisva, that is to put off, to extinguish. Okay, and in this meaning, it is used in the Mahabharata as Shanai nirvanam apnoti nirindhanaha iva analaha. As the fire, if it does not get any indhana, any indhanas, you have to feed the fire with the fagots, with the samidha, with the wood, then only it will be ablaze. Otherwise, nirindhanaha, you cut down the supply, it will nirvanam apnoti, it will be extinguished on its own. Shanaihi nirvanam apnoti nirindhanaha iva analaha. So that is the original meaning, but it means bliss. It means disappearance of all the sorrows. What goes away? What is extinguished? Your sorrow goes away, it disappears, and what you gain is pure bliss. And therefore, nirvana meaning bliss, or nirvana meaning liberation or moksha, is the implied meaning. It is mukhyartha badhe lakshana. So, this is the lakshana. Removing the mukhya artha, that is to extinguish. And in this sense also it has been used profusely by the Sanskrit authors. Nirvanaya taruchhaya taptasya hi visheshataha. When you are walking in the hot sun, in the hot sunny day, and you sight a beautiful shady tree afar, then sitting under that tree, you get nirvana, you get bliss, because you are scorched by the heat of the sun. So taruchhaya taptasya hi visheshataha. Even otherwise taruchhaya is a blessing, but one who has traveled in the sunny path, for him especially the shade of a tree is nirvana. Nirvana yataruchhaya taptasya hi visheshataha. So nirmanyurapi nirvanaha, again I think in Mahabharata, this gives you the lakshana of yati, a sannyasi. Yati hi samadarshanaha bhavet. He should have, shunichaiva shvapakecha panditas samadarshinaha. So he should have samadarshana, and he should be nirmanyu and nirvanaha. He should be nirmanyu, without any anger, without any wrath, and seeing him, hearing words, nectarine words from him, is like a blissful experience. So nirmanyurapi nirvanaha yati syat samadarshanaha. Again, a quotation from the Mahabharata. So nirvana is very, very beautiful word. Aye labdham netra nirvanam. I got the bliss of my eyes. I got the nectar for my eyes. Nectar is to be tested, but here is the nectar for my eyes. Esha me manoratha priyatama Sakusumastaranam shilapattam adhishayana sakhibhyam anvasyate or upasyate. There is a pathabheda, both mean one and the same. So here he is lying or reclining, adhishayana. Who? Me manoratha priyatama. She is priyatama, my beloved, no doubt, but not in my real life. I have yet to she has to confess her love to me, and I have to accept it, and I have to confess also that I am deeply in love with her. So till then, she is Priyatama only in my mind, Manoratha. And therefore, Manoratha Priyatama, the word Manoratha is also very, very significant, because she is yet Parakiya. She is not Swadhina. Dushyanta has not yet married her. Right? She is Parakiya or Anya. So she belongs to someone. So though she is Priyatama, Tama, superlative degree, right? Taratama. So not Priya, not Priyatara, Priyatama. She is the most beloved, but in my mind. I can't go and hug her even if I want to, because only in my mind she is my most beloved girl. So Manoratha, why I wanted to emphasize the word Manoratha is very, very significant here. Esha me Manoratha, Esha. So it is not very far, not Sa. The Lata Mandapa is just there, and he is seeing, in between two branches, he can see them very closely. So Esha me Manoratha Priyatama Adhishayana, where on a slab of a stone, Shilapattam. How is the Shilapattam? Sa Kusuma Astaranam. Sa Astaranam, where something is spread. What is spread on the Shilapatta? Kusuma. On the flowery bed on the stone slab, my Manoratha Priyatama is lying, is reclining, and she is being waited upon, she is being served upon by two of her friends. Sakhibhyam Anvasyate or Upasyate. Shilapattam Adhishayana, Adhi plus she always governs Dvitiya case, Dvitiya, accusative case. So Shilapattam Adhishayana, though it's a location, it could have had a locative, right? Shilapatte Adhishayana, but Adhi plus she, it has a Pratipada Vibhakti, you know. So, and what Karaka Vibhaktat Pratipada Vibhakti Vishishyate. So, it sets aside the Karaka rule of location and it governs the Tvitiya case. Sakusumastaranam Shilapattam Adhishayana Sakhibhyamanvasyate Bhavatu Shroshyami Asam Vishrambhakatitani. This is the second opportunity Dushyanta gets to listen to their confidential talks of the three friends without getting known himself, without getting identified that somebody is listening, you know. And then the girls will speak and pour out their heart to each other. So, Vishrambha Kathitani, Vishrambha Bhanitani, Aham Shroshyami. Iti Vilokayan Sthitaha. So, now his position got statued, like he is standing there behind the bushes and looking at that Lata Mandapa, the inside scene, through the gap in the branches. Vitapantarito Bhutva. Tatah pravishati yathokta vyapara sahasakhibhyam Shakuntala. Now, you just tell me. Shilapattam Adhishayana Sakhibhyam Anvasyate. This is the description. If she is Shayana, how can she enter? And if she is entering, how can she be reclining there? Right? So this is, a typical stage direction that Tatah Pravishati. You cannot say that, you see Shakuntala entering along with her friends. Shakuntala is already reclining on the slab of the stone which is there. We are seeing for the time being only Dushyanta, right? We haven't seen Shakuntala and her Sakhis. So there may be some curtain in between. This is where the Natya Shastra of Bharata Muni comes to our help. In the Natya Shastra, in the second chapter, we have the entire layout of the theatre. He describes, Bharata Muni describes three types of theatres, Tirasra, Chaturasra, Vikrushta and all that. But apart from that three types, every theatre will have certain, like Nepatya would be there, the green room will be there, and the main stage has two parts, Rangashirsha and Rangapitha. Rangapitha and Rangashirsha. So, when you say, there is an Natya Shastra, we know of that, we have heard of it, but how the later dramatists have made use of that Natya Shastra? Was it really, the rules and regulations or the stage directions given by Bharata were implemented, were used? This is one such instance. There are many such instances. So whenever it comes, and I remember telling you, I can tell you that. So these are the two halves of the main theatre where the drama is being enacted. So far, the spectators are seeing only the Rangapitha, and Rangashirsha is little higher than Shirsha, Shirsha. So little higher, a stage on the stage maybe, a little raised platform on the stage, and in between there is a curtain. So when we say Tatah Pravishati Shakuntala Sahasakhibhyam Adhishayana, now in this one also like Swapna Vasadattam, Tatah Pravishati Sukta Vasavadatta. How can, if she is Sukta, how can she Pravishati? And if she is Pravishati, how can she be sleeping, right? So such stage directions are not to be taken in the literal sense that here enters Shakuntala with her two friends. Shakuntala is already reclining there. That's what Dushyanta is describing, right? She is Adhishila Pattam Adhishayana Sakhibhyam Anvasyate. So he is seeing her as, Adhishayana, reclining. So she can't enter now freshly in front of the spectators. She has already entered. She is already reclining there. Some curtain would be there and that is removed. Okay. Tatah pravishati yathokta vyapara sahasakhi Shakuntala. Sakhyau. Upavijya, they are fanning her. Hala Shakuntale. Api sukhayati te nalini patravataha. They are fanning her with what? Nalini patra, the lotus leaves, because they are cool. They grow in water and therefore they carry that watery coolness, So it's a coolant for her. Api sukhayati te, are you feeling comfortable because of this fan? We are fanning you with not the regular fan, not the fan with the bamboo leaves and, we make fans of different things. Even the talapatra also is used as a vyajana, is a fan. But this is Nalini Patravataha. So little moisture will also be there. Nalini Patravataha. Api Sukhayatite. Does it soothe you? Does it give you some comfort? Shakuntala is so, what you can say, Madana Klishta, and she is suffering so much. She is asking them, Kim Vijayato Mam Sakhyau. Oh, my friends, are you fanning me? You are asking me whether it is soothing or not. Are you fanning me? She's so lost. So that Nalini Patravata is not helping her at all. So Kim Vijayato Mam Sakhyau. Sakhyau Vishadam Natayitva Parasparam Avalokayataha. So they look at each other. They feel so sorry for her. They are her dear bosom friends, and Shakuntala has not opened her heart to them, and they are at a loss to know, what has really been so paining her, so agonizing her. And they are just guessing, but till Shakuntala opens up her heart, they are not sure of what is the pain really caused by. Sakhyau Vishadam Natayitva. So they look at each other, we are fanning her. She doesn't even realize this. So her aswasthya is very grave, So what to do now? We are trying our level best. What to do? Raja here, while he is observing Vitapantarito Bhutva, Balavat Aswastha Sharira Shakuntala Drishyate. Instead of Shakuntala, Khalu Atra Bhavati. That is also fine. Balavad Aswastha Sharira Khalu Atra Bhavati. Okay. Savitarkam. He just thinks, why she should be so, in that pain, in that daha. Some heat, it's causing her some heat, and therefore the friends are trying to fan her, and so Tatkimayam Atapadoshaha Syat Uta Yatha Me Manasi Vartate. Is it really Atapadosha? Imam Ugram Atapavelam, right? So this is the bright sunny day now, the Madhyana time. And therefore, is it really Atapadosha? Is it really the pain, the discomfort caused by the heat? Or Uta, or Yatha Me Manasi Vartate? Or as I think, because Dushyanta is suffering from that Madanadaha. And we see as we think ourselves to be, and we think others also to be sailing in the same boat. So is it Swabhipraya? Swabhiprayena darshanam. Next somewhere he says, Na Swabhiprayena darshanam iti. So is it as I think that she is also suffering from Madanatapa? There is the Pathabheda would be, there is a Pathabheda. tat kimayam atapadoshaha syat kim madana dosho va. But I feel Kim Madana Dosho is very, very, explicitly expressed. He is not sure of her mind. He can't really say it is Madana Dosha. So, Yatha me manasi vartate sounds better, right? So, tat kimayam atapadoshaha uta yatha me manasi vartate. And then Sabhilasham nirvaranya. He looks at her intently, gazing at her with longing in his eyes. Sabhilasham, and he can figure out, oh, there is not even an iota of doubt in my mind now that this particular suffering is not because of the heat of Grishma, it must be because of Madana. And then follows a very beautiful verse. Athava kritam sandehena. Why to have doubt in my mind? All my doubts, chinna samshayaha asmi danim. Because her body, reveals that she is suffering from Madanadaha. And what is it? And there comes a very beautiful Swabhavokti Alankara. There are so many Alankaras used, they are all scattered here. Stananyasta Ushiram Prashithila Mrinalaikavalayam Priyayaha Sabadham Kimampi Kamaniyam Vapuridam. Priyayaha idam vapuhu. This body of my Priya, how is it? Stana Nyasta Ushiram, where on her breast is applied the unguent of Ushira. Ushira is a kind of grass, we saw it last time. It is Vada in Marathi, we say Vada. It's a very fragrant kind of grass which we put in the Grishma Ritu in our matka, to render that water fragrant and cool. So Vada, khas, in Hindi it is khas. So Stananyasta Ushiram. So Ushira has been applied to her stana. Prashithila Mrinala Ekavalayam. And she is having Ekavalaya, a single bracelet. These are all the adjectives of her Vapu. Kidrisham Asyaha Priyayaha Vapuhu. Kidrisham Stananyasta Ushiram Vapuhu. And then Prashithila Mrinalaika Valayam Vapuhu. So her body, she is wearing one valaya, one bracelet, valaya, kankana in her hand. It has become prashithila, it has become loose. And ekavalaya. Valaya of what? Not of gold or silver or tamra or any metal or shankha or anything. It is mrinala valaya. Because mrinala, everything related to lotus is having a cooling effect on the body. Be it Nalini Patravataha, be it Kamalastarana as the Pushpastarana, or the Mrinala Valaya, or the Mrinala is the white, what you can say, filament in the hollow stem of the lotus, right? So Mrinala, and that is Ekavalaya, because she is so emaciated now. This is all Sanskrit poetry, okay? You can't compare it with the practicality. This is all poet's fiction, vision, Utpreksha. She is so lean, she is so komalangi, she is so delicate. At a time, though it is Mrinala Valaya, she can't have 2 or 3 or more. Okay, so Mrinala Eka Valayam. And that has also now come down. Kanaka Valaya Brahmsharikta Prakoshtaha in the Meghaduta, Yaksha's Kanaka Valaya Brahmsharikta Prakoshta. It is as if falling down, right? So Prashithila Mrinalaika Valayam Sabadham. Samantat, badha, pida, dukkham, vedana, yasyaha, sa, tasyaha idam vapuhu. So, sabadham tasyaha idam vapuhu priyayaha. So these are all the descriptions. Sabadham is the Visheshana. Stananyasta Ushiram is the Visheshana. Prashithilam Rinalaika Valayam is the Visheshana of Idam Vapuhu. And still, Kimapi Kamaniyam. And still it looks so beautiful, so charming. How? Kimapi. Can't describe. Kimapi. Instead of Kimapi, there is a Pathabheda called Tadapi. Priyaya Sabadham Tadapi. Kamaniyam Vapuridam. Tadapi becomes so very prosaic. That means Yadyapi and Tathapi. Tadapi, Tathapi, but that doesn't sound good to the ear. It's not poetic, it's not charming. And therefore, Kimapi. How beautiful, how charming, indescribably beautiful. Kimapi Kamaniyam. And Kalidas uses this Kimapi everywhere, in every drama, once or twice this Kimapi would come. Kimapi Kamaniyam Vapuridam. Samaha Tapaha. We saw only 2 lines, by the way. Samastapah Kamam Manasija Nidagha Prasarayoho. Kamam, granted that Manasija Nidagha Prasarayoho Tapaha Samaha. The tapa, the heat generated by Manasija, that is Madana, and Nidagha Prasara. Nidagha Prasara, the advent of Grishma, Sama. Both are same. Both will pain you. You have to undergo the suffering because of both, the heat of both, be it Madanadaha or be it Atapadaha. Okay? Tapaha, Kamam Samaha. Granted that the tapa is similar, yet there is a subtle difference. What is that difference? Natu Grishmasya evam subhagam aparadham yuvatishu. But in the case of Yuvati, in the case of beautiful girls, beautiful maidens, Grishmasya aparadham, the aparadha, the mistakes or the discomfort caused by Grishma, natu evam subhagam, is not so charming. He has already described Kimapi Kamaniyam Vapuridam, right? Her body looks so beautiful. Though it is emaciated, her body which has, Prashithila Ekavalayam and Stananyasta Ushiram and Sabadham, it is suffering and yet it looks so beautiful. And therefore, so this is a comparison between the effect of Grishma Tapa and the effect of Madana Tapa on the body of the beautiful girl. So, Grishmasya aparadham, especially Yuvatishu, na evam subhagam. The discomfort or the suffering caused by Grishma to the young girls is not so charming. Even in the suffering, this Shakuntala, my Manoratha Priyatama, she looks so charming, so beautiful. I can't even describe how beautiful she looks. And this cannot be certainly the suffering from Grishma. It has to be the suffering from Madana, because there is some glow, there is some feeling of longing in that suffering. Though she is suffering, yet she looks so beautiful because of the inside, her heart's love, which is exhibited through her emaciated limbs and all. We'll get this description next also. So very beautifully it has been said, though there is a comparison, yet the Madanatapa would render an extra mileage of beauty, charm. It will render an extra point of charmingness to the ladies, and Grishma cannot do that. In the Grishma, people will, oh, what is this Atapa, this, that. They will be suffering and they want to get rid of that. But in the Madanatapa, though it is suffering, they still covet it. They still long for it, right? That is the main difference. And that longing That love for the person makes the person more charming. It is not the physical beauty or the outer beauty. It is always the inside bhava, the, the hridaya spandana, which renders beauty to the person, right? So the complexion is not beautiful because it is white or fair. Even the dark colored ladies, they look so beautiful when they smile, right? And therefore, nothing depends on the physical beauty or the outer beauty. So this, in a way, gives you a very hidden, subtle message of the concept of beauty also, in Indian scenario. When we talk of Satyam Shivam Sundaram, it is not just the physical beauty, though every Sanskrit writer has described part by part. Why Sanskrit classical writers, even Shankaracharya, has described the Mahatripura Sundari limb by limb, avayava by avayava. But we have to go beyond that. It's transcending from physical to spiritual, and therefore, I'm not going into that philosophical thing now, but I feel under the superficiality of this physical description, for Kalidasa, what he intends, because he was such a spiritual master, he is the great devotee of Shiva and Parvati, so he won't just, it is not alam for him. It won't suffice for him to just stop at the physical level. He would certainly want to go beyond it. And therefore, I try to find out sometimes, the hidden meanings thereof. So this is Vyanjana, and this I say is very, very subjective. Dhvani is very, very subjective. Samastapaha kamam manasija nidagha prasarayoho. Both are, prasara is applicable to Madana also, to Nidagha also. Manasija also and Nidagha also. So Manasija prasara and Nidagha prasara. Tayoho tapaha samaha eva. Tathapi, though it is granted, though it is agreed to by everybody, tathapi grishmasya tapaha yuvatishu na evtadrishaha manoharaha kimapi kamaniyam vapuridam. And therefore, na grishmasya evam subhagam. This is not the subhaga. This is not so beautiful when it comes to the Grishma tapa. So it must be the Madana tapa. So kritam sandehena. Why to entertain any doubt in my mind? Undoubtedly, she is suffering from the Madana Badha. Priyambada Janantikam, aside to only to Anasuya, she says, see, they have been fanning her and she doesn't even notice that they are fanning, right? So Anasuye, tasya rajarshehe prathama darshanat arabhya paryutsuka iva Shakuntala. Tasya rajarshehe, Dushyanta, the Raja and Rishi. He is Raja, but he is Rishi-like. So he is, like what? A royal ascetic, a royal sage. So that underlines the Dhiro Daktatva of Dushyanta, right? Though he is a king and he could have exercised his power any time on anyone, he is not of that sort. He is Paurava, and that gives him that Raj Rushitva also. So Tasya Rajarshehe Prathama Darshanad I guess Paryutsuka Iva Shakuntala, she seems to be little uneasy and at discomfort. And kinnu khalu asyaha tannimittaha ayamatankaha bhavet. So this atanka, her discomfort now, atanka, her suffering, her which she is undergoing now, will it be because of that? Tannimittam syat. So it is Priyambada who speaks out loudly. Loudly means to Anasuya only, but to all the spectators and all the readers, right? It is allowed for them. So between the two, it is again Priyambada who notices that Shakuntala's condition may be because of Rajarshehe Prathama Darshana. So कुछ तो है बात, you know. So, किन्नु खलु अस्याः आतङ्कः तन्निमित्तः भवेत्. Because of him only, he must be the cause of her suffering now. Then Anasuya endorses it. Sakhi, mama api idrushi ashanka hridayasya. Even my heart suspects the same. The same doubt comes in my mind as well. Bhavatu, prakshami tavadena. Let me ask her. Between the two, asking with an elderly elderly friend-like situation, you know, it's always Anasuya. And when it comes to heart talk, it is Priyambada. So, prakshami tavadena and prakasham. And aloud, she asks Shakuntala, Sakhi, prashtavyasi kimapi. I want to ask you something. Balavan khalute santapaha. You are suffering so much. I must ask you now something. Purvardhena shayanaduthaya. She is reclining, only the upper portion she lifts, you know. So like the Shesha Shayana, Ananta Shayana. So, Purvardhena shayanaduthaya hala kim bhaktu kamasi. Hala Shakuntale. Anabhyantare khalu avam madanagatasya vrittantasya. She opens the topic clear, correct, no beating around the bush. No beating around the bush. Anabhyantare khalu avam. We are indeed unabhyantare. Abhyantare, one who is inside. We are outsiders. For what? Madanagatasya vrittantasya. We are so ignorant of the stories or the things concerned with love, concerned with Madana. We are ashrama girls, and therefore we are not used to, we are unaware of all these vrittanta. Madanagatasya vrittantasya. There is some pathabheda here. Some pathabheda I saw somewhere. It is not Madanagatasya vrittantasya, but something else. But that doesn't look good here. I'll find out somewhere. Tataha, no. Somewhere I read it, or some other book I saw, I don't know. So, Madanagatasya vrittantasya khalu anabhyantare avam. So, there is this pathabheda. Alabdhantare avam te manogatasya. This is the pathabheda. Alabdhantare avam. We did not find any occasion to factor manogata, your heart's feeling. But I feel alabdhantare avam te manogatasya, that is one patha, and anabhyantare khalu avam madanagatasya vrittantasya is another. Between the two, madanagatasya vrittantasya is better because te manogatasya alabdhantare avam. We cannot surmise what's going on in your mind. That is not actually true. If it were true, they wouldn't have asked her this, right? So they can gauge what's going on in a mind. See how Priyambada very clearly says, Kinnu khalu asyaha atankaha tannimittaha bhavet. Right? So that means they are so close that they can factor out, they can easily guess what's going on in our mind. And therefore, alabdhantare te manogatasya doesn't really fit. But on the other hand, because we are inexperienced, we are living in the ashrama, and therefore madanagatasya vrittantasya anabhyantare avam, that is surmisable, that is practical. And what she says next, that endorses this. She says next, Kintu, though we are not conversant with the stories or what is the condition after the Madana Badha and all that, still, though it is not self-experience for us, yet we have learnt it in our studies. What is that? Kintu yadrishi itihasa nibandheshu kamayamananam avastha shruyate tadrishim tvam pashyami. But I see you like that. Kamayamananam avastha. there we have studied itihasa nibandheshu, right? So it is not that in the Gurukula only the boys were taught, even the girls were taught, and they were taught all the Shastras, not only Vedanta and the Vedas, right? So Yadrishi itihasa nibandheshu. We have seen in the Nibandhas and the Itihasas, Shruyate, what we have heard while reading, right? We have heard Kamayamananam avastha. What is the situation of the love-lorn people? Kamayamananam avastha yadrishi asmabhihi shruyate tadrushim tvam pashyami. So we have heard it, we have read about all such things, and I see you in similar condition. Kathaya kinnimittam te santapaha. So tell me, what is the cause of your santapa? What is the cause of your agony? Why are you suffering all alone? Why don't you share it with us? Vikaram khalu paramarthataha ajñatva anarambhaha pratikarasya. If we want to give some remedy, pratikara, pratikru, we want to undo something and mend something which is spoiled, then we must know the reason. Without diagnosis, can a doctor treat the patient? So the diagnosis, what is the cause of the ailment, that cause we must know, then only the medication can be started. So the upaya could be started only after knowing the cause of the disease. So Vikaram khalu paramarthataha, what it is really, paramarthataha, ajñatva, not knowing the reason behind it, pratikar anarambhaha pratikarasya, the treatment cannot be started. And if we want, we are your close friends. Kin nimittaha te santapaha. So what is the cause? Kin nimittam te santapaha. Please tell us that. Raja says, Anasuyam api anugataha madiyaha tarkaha. So whatever I was thinking, kutaha me sandeshaha idanim stananyasta ushiram, and all that, right? So whatever I was thinking, Anasuya also is thinking in the same line. So the same doubt she also entertains now. Nahi swabhiprayena me darshanam. So it was not me alone who thought it to be so. Even Anasuya thinks it to be so. Shakuntala Atmagatam. Now here Atmagatam, and Kale translates it as aside. Aside is Janantika. It is not aside. It is to her own self. Aside is Janantika. Somebody like Priyambada talked to Anasuya, right? That is Janantika. That is aside. Aside and allowed. Prakasham is allowed. But here to herself she says, Balavan khalume abhiniveshaha. My attachment to that king is so strong. But how would I tell it to my friends, though they are so dear to me? Idanimapi sahasa etayoho na shaknomi nivedaitu. I am deeply in love with that Rajarshi, and these are my dear friends. But yet, when they ask me, all of a sudden, even to them, I cannot share this news. I can't confide in them this. Idanimapi sahasa, all of her. She was not expecting such a direct question. So sahasa, all of a sudden, etayoho nivedayitum na shaknomi. I am not able to share that with them. Now Priyambada also, this was Anasuya telling her, Balavan khalu te santapaha, kin nimittam te santapaha, etc. Please tell us. And she gave a very, analogy of a doctor treating a patient. If he can't treat a patient, he can't start the medication unless he knows the cause of the disease. So it was very, very, the analogy was very different. Now when Priyambada talks it, she talks in a very different and a very pleasing manner. That's why she is Priyambada. Priyambadati iti Priyambada. She says, Sakhi Shakuntale sushtu esha bhanati. What Anasuya says is very right. Kim atmanaha atankam upekshase. Why are you neglecting your own self? Kim atmanaha atankam. You are neglecting your own suffering. You should, you share your sorrow. The sorrow gets minimized. You share your joys, they get multiplied. And therefore, you should always share. That's what in Greek dramas we have the catharsis or the purgation of the feelings of your emotions. They should be purgated. They should be shared. Otherwise, atle hath kudhat rahtat, and then the knots get created. Your heart should be clear of all the K-noti knots, not N-O-T knot, K-noti knots. Kim atmanaha atankam upekshase. Anudivasam khalu parihiyase angaihi. Day by day, you are getting thinner and thinner. Parihiyase angaihi. Your limbs are getting weaker, emaciated day by day. Kevalam lavanyamayi chaya tvam namunchati. Only that splendor, chaya, the teja, which is so beautiful, that is not leaving you. So even in the loss of the limbs means not losing the hands but the flesh, the mouse, she is getting weaker and thinner. And that's where that prashithilatva of the Valaya and all that. Valaya is tied here, but then it becomes so shithila, it comes to Manibandha, and from Manibandha it is just drooping down, right? So that means she is getting weaker and thinner day by day, but still she looks so beautiful. Kevalam lavanyamayi chaya tvam namunchati. What a beautiful sentence, So though limb by limb, day by day, you are getting weaker and thinner and emaciated. Still, you look so beautiful, so charming. Priyambada, after all, Priyambadati. Then Raja says, Avitatham aha Priyambada. Avitatham. Vitatham is falsehood. Avitatham, Satyam. Now, normally, Satyam bruyat, Priyam bruyat, na bruyat Satyam apriyam. That is the quotation, right? You always talk Priya or you talk Satya. But Apriya Satya, nobody talks because it is not palatable. Nobody can take it. But Bharavi also says the same thing, right? So, but then here is a contrast. She is Priyambada and she is speaking Satya also. Normally, one who talks Satya, what is that Bharavi's quotation? Priyam, on the tip of my tongue. Hitam manohari cha durlabham vachaha. So what is hita and manohari? Hita is Satya. So what is Satya and manohari, Priya, is durlabham vachaha. But here, Priyambada, though she is Priya, kevalam lavanyamayi chaya tvam namunchati, but she is speaking the truth. Avitatham aha Priyambada. So that is a contrasting thing. Ayam virodhaha tathahi. And then comes a beautiful verse which we see next time. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.